Good afternoon, students. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I hope that you all are happy and well at your homes during the ongoing coronavirus crisis. And as you all know, that we had started our online classes. So, and last time in class 10 syllabus, we had discussed about the chapter Nationalism in India. The first part of the video was about the introduction of the nationalism in India. Okay, today we are discussing our chapter till the from the rise of non-cooperation and until the starting of the or ending of the civil disobedience movement. Okay, so we have to know about the beginnings of the occurrence of the things which were happening between the 1920s to 1930s. Okay, we have to discuss two major movements of Mahatma Gandhi, started by Mahatma Gandhi in 1920, non-cooperation, and to discuss also about the Salt March and the civil disobedience movement in 1930. Okay, so let's take a recap of all the things which we had studied earlier. Okay, so many things which we had discussed earlier in this chapter. So when we started this chapter, then I said that basically in this chapter, first of all, we had studied about the definition of nationalism, which we also had studied in the chapter of nationalism in Europe, in which we said that nationalism as a concept, we said that love for one's country or feeling of oneness. Okay, so that is the main concept of nationalism. We said that nationalism emerged in India after there were many factors due to which Indian nationalism was rose. Okay, the coming of Gandhiji in 1915 started a new phase in the Indian nationalism, because he started protesting against the British government by their famous principle, which is named as Satyagraha, or truth and non-violence. Okay, the two uh, the main instrument was Satyagraha, and the two parts of that Satyagraha was truth and non-violence. Okay, basically the concept behind the Satyagraha was that if we fought for injustice, and that injustice is true, and that injustice is true, then we have the right to act against the person who oppressed us, to in a particular non-violence way. Okay, we don't involve in violence. We have to raise our demands through non-violence, through peaceful demonstrations. Okay, so that is known as Satyagraha. Okay, as you all know that I had said that Gandhi started three regional movements in India, in Bihar, Kheda and Ahmedabad. Okay, due to which Gandhi gained recognized as a national icon or a national face during the freedom struggle of, or during the rise of nationalism in India. Okay, after that, after the World War was ended, basically British promised the Indians that they gave some concession to the Indians, but on the contrary case, they had not gave any peaceful or the some concession to the Indians. Okay, so after that, Gandhiji started a movement against the British government, because at that time there were many problems occurred due to the occurrence of famine, and basically at that time there was a disease spread which was named epidemic. Okay, so basically there were a disease, and due to which the crops failure or famine, due to which the villagers, the farmers, peasants and all the peoples were very living in a worst way. So that's why Gandhi stood for the cause and started the movement, and due to that, basically at that time, the British government passed a law named the Rowlatt Act. Okay, Rowlatt Act was the law due to which the British government has by the help of this act, the British government was able to capture or torture any person for 2 years without any trial. Okay, they have to capture a person and they arrest any person based on suspicion for 2 years. Okay, so that's why the brutality of the Rowlatt Act. So due to that, Gandhiji started the Satyagraha movement against all the due to that movement, Gandhiji protested and started the Rowlatt Satyagraha all over across the country. Okay, so that's why after that Gandhiji started the movement by hartals, by uh, by telling the people to do hartals to so that they can do hartals in India, and made the British forced to accept to their demands. So after that, basically, due to the ongoing activities of the uh, Lorlet Satyagraha, basically there were many people who were arrested by the British, and at that time, Gandhiji was basically denied to enter in Delhi, and basically at that time Punjab was also uh, bombing by the peoples, because at that time Punjab, the Governor General of Punjab, named General Dyer, enacted the martial law in Punjab. Due to that, they control all over the situation of Punjab. Okay, after that, basically they had started that movement, and basically after that, Gandhiji start protesting against the government and do hartals, and basically at the time the two leaders of Punjab were arrested by the British. That's why in protesting against that move, the peoples gathered in a Jallianwala Bagh, and due to which many peoples were coming in that many peoples had come from the different parts of the country to attend the procession on 13 April 1919 in Jallianwala Bagh. Some of the peoples were unaware of the martial law. So basically General Dyer came with their tanks and army and soldiers, and basically they ordered their troops to fire upon the peaceful demonstrations of Indians, and basically all the persons who are gathered over the Jallianwala Bagh had suffered due to that violence. Okay, so after that, due to the massacre of Jallianwala Bagh, many Indian leaders often criticized the British government. Gandhiji was also criticized the British government. Now Gandhiji called of the Rowlatt Satyagraha, and they thought that they had to started a nationwide movement against the British government. So as I told you earlier, basically they started the non-cooperation movement, due to which all the segments of the society started against the British government, and they get engaged in protesting against the British government. Okay, in 1920, in the Nagpur session, they had passed the resolution of non-cooperation, and in the non-cooperation movement, the peoples have to do what they have to do. They had to do to boycott, the students boycott the colleges and their schools, the lawyers boycotted their judiciaries, judge also boycotted their judiciaries. Okay, teachers left their schools. Okay, and the civil servant left their jobs. Okay, so basically the main concept behind the non-cooperation was that abolition of the boycotting of the foreign goods. Okay, and basically boycotting the schools and colleges in which the Indians were working at that time. Okay, the simple concept was behind that: if we don't cooperate the British, then the British force to flee from our country. Okay, the British has force to left India. Okay, so the main concept behind the non-cooperation movement was, and there were many Indians who engaged in this movement. That was workers, peasants, farmers, and so many the different segments of society. Means farmers were engaged or merged or protest against the British government by that moment. Okay, and basically in this moment, the farmers or peasants protest against the British government in their different ways. Like peasants or farmers protest against the British government in their villages, against the landlords, because they have not their land, they have to work on the fields of the landlords, and the landlords collected loads of revenue from the farmers, and they force the farmers to get a minimum amount of money, and they can't afford it. Okay, so basically peasants are farmer, and they have not the right of their land, because the farmers and peasants don't have their right upon their own land. That's why they started protest against the landlords and their talukadars. They basically on the call of the Gandhiji, the peasants and farmers started protesting against the landlords and talukadars. Okay, they hoarded the grains, they raid against the talukadar, they burned the houses of the talukadar, they burned the papers or the documents in which they gave the land to the landlords. Okay, the tribal people also use this movement to raise their demands against the British government, because basically after the coming of the Britishers, the British government restricted the entry of the people into the forest. So that's why basically, due to the introduction of that movement, the tribals see this movement as a guiding force to act against the Britishers. Okay, so they started their protest, they started their demonstration protest against the British government, and their leader was mainly in the Gudam Hills of Andhra Pradesh. There was the leader named Alluri Sitaram Raju, which was a supporter of Gandhiji, and they also see the non-cooperation movement to act against the British. Okay, basically Alluri Sitaram Raju was thought himself as a incarnation of God, and he also said that he could survive even after he was fired at bullets. मतलब वो खुद को एक भगवान का अवतार मानते थे, तो कहते थे कि अगर मैं गोली भी लग जाए तब भी मैं सर्वाइव कर जाऊंगा. बेसिकली ही वाज द लीडर ऑफ द ट्राइबल्स इन द गुडम हिल्स ऑफ आंध्र प्रदेश. ही ऑल्सो सेड दैट दे हैड, उन्होंने क्या कहा कि उन्हें गांधी जी के प्रिंसिपल्स को फॉलो करना है, शराब नहीं पीनी है और खादी को अपनाना है. बट दे द वन थिंग दैट डेविएट देयर पाथ फ्रॉम द नॉन कोऑपरेशन मूवमेंट वाज दैट दे वर वॉयलेंट इन देयर मूवमेंट. मतलब उन्होंने वहाँ पे वॉयलेंस का यूज़ किया, वहाँ पे नॉन वॉयलेंस का यूज़ नहीं किया, उन्होंने वॉयलेंस का यूज़ किया, और यही चीज़ उन्हें गांधी जी से अलग बना दिया. दैट थिंग सेग्रीगेट हिम एंड देयर फॉलोअर्स फ्रॉम गांधी जी, बिकॉज गांधी जी यूज्ड नॉन वॉयलेंस फॉर देयर मूवमेंट, but the tribal people used violence to act against the British government. So that's why British government arrested and executed in 1924 the Alluri Sitaram Raju. Okay, basically in plantation also they were in the plantation workers, basically the person who were working in the plantation as in the tea plantation, basically they were also thought that the Gandhi Raj will have come, so they have to live in that age, and they have to against the British authorities. So they left their plantation, they go in their homes, but basically they were arrested and beaten by the police forces or the British forces. Okay, so basically all segments of the people of the society basically engage in the non-cooperation movement, but they have their different demands and they are different ways. They don't have a single demand of freedom or independence. They have their different demands and different opinions of independence. Okay, everyone has their different demands, everyone has their different ideas behind the merging into the non-cooperation movement. Okay, after that I have said you about after the basically the non-cooperation movement was ended in 1922 by withdrawing, because Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement because a fire because peace agitated crowd fired the or burned the police station in which 22 policemen was burned alive. Okay, 22 policemen जिसमें जिंदा जल गए थे, इसलिए गांधी जी ने इस मूवमेंट को वापस ले लिया. Okay, after that some peoples of the Congress were have the opinion that they have to they don't have to fight against the British by force, they have to fight against the British by constitutional means. मतलब कुछ लोग चाहते थे कि वो इलेक्शंस में भाग लें, इलेक्शन के जरिए ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के कानूनों का विरोध करें. So that's why some prominent Indians like Motilal Nehru and Dr. Chittaranjan Das have decided to participate in the council elections. Okay, so they had to participate in council election in 1924. Okay, after that basically the movement was spelling. The movement took shape in the 1920s by two more factors. That in 1926 to 1927 there was a worldwide recession has come worldwide. The great economic depression has come, due to which the agricultural prices of the food items has grown up. Okay, and after that there were the great economic depression has come, and the farmers were not able to sell his crops in the international market. Okay, so basically at the time there were many factors, and the second factor which started the national movement up during the 1930s was that the making of the Simon Commission. Okay, basically the government of England make the Simon Commission in 1927 to make the Simon Commission 1927 to check the to check the constitutional arrangements made by the constitutional गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1919. ओके 1919 में एक भारतीय शासन अधिनियम पास किया गया था, कानून पास किया गया था. उसको चेकआउट करने के लिए एक कमीशन बनाया गया. दैट कमीशन नेम्ड वाज साइमन कमीशन. ओके, साइमन कमीशन वाज नेम्ड बाय इट्स हेड व्हिच वाज नेम्ड दैट सर जॉन साइमन. ओके, साइमन कमीशन एक ऐसा कमीशन था. साइमन कमीशन वाज द कमीशन व्हिच वाज द sole responsibility to check the functioning of the Indian constitutional system. Okay, after that, basically when Simon Commission arrived in India, the Indians opposed the Simon Commission, and they have the main reason behind the opposition of the Simon Commission was that they said that they had not a single member in the Simon Commission, not a single Indian member in the Simon Commission. So that's why all the Indian leaders, including the Muslim League, opposed and demonstrated against the Simon Commission by their slogan called "Go Back Simon," and due to which there were many Indian leaders who opposed that movement, who opposed that commission. And one more leader was Lala Lajpat Rai. They demonstrated against the arrival of Simon Commission in Lahore, due to which the पुलिस ने क्या किया, वहाँ पे लाला लाजपत राय के सर पे लाठियाँ मारी ड्यू टू द अपोजिशन ऑफ द साइमन कमीशन. उसके बाद क्या हुआ, लाला लाजपत राय वॉज वाउंडेड बाय द इंजरीज. और उसके बाद क्या होता है, लाला लाजपत राय वॉज एडमिटेड टू हॉस्पिटल, एंड आफ्टर दैट आफ्टर 1 month ही डाइड ड्यू टू द वाउंडेड और इंजरीज. ओके, उसके बाद क्या होता है आपका 1929 में आते आते. 1929 वॉज द मोस्ट हिस्टोरिक डेट इन मोस्ट हिस्टोरिक ईयर इन इंडियन हिस्ट्री, बिकॉज ऑन 31st December 1929 was the date when the Lahore Commission was started. Okay, basically the Lahore session of Indian National Congress was held, and Lahore, basically at that time the Lahore session of Indian National Congress has held on the Congress session or the Lahore session of Indian National Congress, the meeting of Indian National Congress in Lahore on 31st December 1929, which was under the presidentship of Jawaharlal Nehru. 1929 एक बहुत ही हिस्टोरिक डेट मानी जाती है, क्योंकि इसी ईयर में 31st दिसंबर 1929 में एक बैठक हुई जिसको बोला जाता है लाहौर सेशन. ओके, इन विच द मीटिंग वाज कन्वीन्ड बाय द younger president of Indian National Congress, that was Jawaharlal Nehru, or that was a historical resolution was passed in that session that named the Lahore Declaration, Lahore session, the Purna Swaraj resolution passed by the Indian National Congress under the chairmanship of Jawaharlal Nehru. Purna Swaraj means Puri Azadi, complete independence. Okay, after that, in which the Gandhiji has decided to gain independence in just 1 year. So after that, they had also decided that they celebrate Independence Day on every 26th January. Okay, so from 1930s to till 1947, the Indians celebrated 26th January as their Independence Day. Okay, because by the Lahore session they had decided that they had to celebrate their Independence Day on 26th January. Okay, so after that, Gandhiji present his 11 demands to the British government to comply with the demands and to accept the demands of the Indian people. And Gandhiji present 11 demands in front of the British government, and the British government refused or take into consideration the demands. They deny the demands. They deny to accept the demands of the Mahatma Gandhi. 11 demands, there were certain things. The most important demands in the 11 demands was the abolition of the salt tax. Okay, so due to the reaction of the British government, Gandhiji started a peaceful march, which is very crucial and very historic in Indian history, that is known as the Salt March. Okay, Gandhiji started his Salt March in 12 of March 1930 to 6 April 1930, in which he and their 78 volunteers and followers have started their journey from their Sabarmati ashram in Ahmedabad to end their journey to the coastal area of Dandi. Okay, and after reaching the Dandi, they take the water from the they take the water from the sea and start boiling and make the salt and break the salt law. So due to that, after that, the civil disobedience movement was started. Okay, after abolishing the salt tax, the civil disobedience movement was started. Okay, so I hope that you understand all the concepts which I had told you. Okay, which I had taught you, and you get all the concepts, and I hope that you understand each and every topic. And if you have any doubt, my dear, regarding any topic and any concept, so you can ask me in the comment section and also call me on my number. Okay, and let's hope for a better tomorrow, and let's hope for a better world, for a better things, and I hope that you will get more involved in your studies and more involved in the creative things. Okay, so and be happy, be safe, be healthy. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching. Bye.